limits involving infinity. This time these are common ones that are known to diverge. Limit as x goes to infinity of x to the n is greater than 0 here. This is divergent. Specifically, it blows up. So if you just do a quick graph of this, so it's x to the n. We're only concerned with this part of it. So it eventually just keeps growing and growing. You have a positive power, and so this blows up. Gets large. Plus infinity, so it diverges. You could have that if it's a positive, if it was an even power, or if it's an odd power, it would do this. Okay. X going to positive infinity, a is greater than 0. We're going to be looking at e to the ax. This is also divergent. Graph looks like that. This is the exponential curve. And as x gets big, this also gets large. This one's a little harder to see, but it keeps growing. This is a logarithm. In this case, we're just going to concern with natural log, but the other ones also do this. So this time we're looking at the log graph, and if you looked at this on a calculator, you might think this flattens out, but it actually keeps growing, although it's really slow. So because it keeps growing, that means it's going to plus infinity as the inputs get larger. So these three diverge, and they're all cases where they get large at different rates, but they still keep growing. So they never settle on a fixed value. And so they keep getting arbitrarily bigger. The next two diverge, but for different reasons. So limit as x goes to infinity of cosine x, and limit as x goes to infinity of sine x. So these diverge. But the reason they diverge is a little different. So we have a cosine wave. Does do that, but we're only concerned with this direction. So what happens here is this is going to vary between plus and minus 1 indefinitely, and so it keeps wiggling. So it never settles down on a finite fixed value, and the sine wave does the same thing. Let's just shift it. Again, we're just thinking about it in this direction. So as you take arbitrarily large values, it is also going to vary between plus and minus 1, and so it wiggles, meaning it never settles down. So because these never settle down on a fixed value, they keep oscillating. They're divergent.